everyone. I've got some wire. For my project, I've got some wire, some cable, and I've got this 32 AWG stuff, and it comes like this. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make some reels for it to go on. So I'm making some reels like this, and I thought I'd just do a bit of CAD tips and things, and how I come to make the right size reel for this cable. So let me just bring up CAD. No, sorry, FreeCAD, not CAD. What am I talking about? FreeCAD, yeah. So I've made this model here, but it's not just a fixed size. You can make this any size you want. And what I've done is that there is actually a formula for working out the size of a reel for some cable. It's usually used for the bigger industry stuff, you know, the big massive cables and stuff. When you want to wrap a length of that cable, you want to get the reel the right size, don't you? So, but we can apply the same logic to these small reels. So the formula is, let's have a look. I've done a picture here. Is this? So you can work out how much a reel will take of cable, how much cable a reel will take by if you just get this measurement T, B, H, and how much you want left over, you know, sort of thing. And this, you have the cable diameter, so it's the reel factor divided by squared the length of cable, and you can work out how much cable will go on that reel. Well, we can do it sort of like the opposite way. We can, if we've got a length of cable, we know the diameter of the cable and we know the length of the cable, we can work out how big to make the spool for it to go on, and that's what this is about, really. So the thing is with FreeCAD is you can use a spreadsheet. So I've made this spreadsheet here, and we've got like the T, the H, the B, the D, and the L, and the fill factor, and what have you. And I've got 25 meters of each colour, so each reel needs to take 25 meters of the cable, and the cable diameter is 0.63 millimeters, so put that in there. And then once you put them figures in there, it'll do a calc of the reel T and the reel H, and you can sort of enter them values into this area. I'll give you an example. Let's change this. I've put my defaults in here, but let's just have a look at the reel as it stands at the moment. It looks pretty straightforward, like so. But let's say I want to make it out of 1 mil thick. I've got 3 mil thick stuff here. Let's say I'm sure I've shown the thickness trick before. So if I just go here, I've got material thickness. If I make that 1 mil like that, there we can have a look at our cable reel, and we can see now that it has is made out of just 1 mil thick. Pretty straightforward, that, isn't it? So that was just by typing in a value. So if I'm going to cut this out of a sheet of 3 mil plywood, which I have done, plywood doesn't always come as 3 mil, it's got a tolerance, but what I want the holes and the thickness to be exact, a nice good tight fit. So I measure my plywood, and it happens to be 2.73, so I can put 2.73 in there, and it's automatically altered it. There we go, it's automatically altered it for the thickness of the material that I'm using, so I know it's going to fit well together. Now for the size of the cable, I've also put the two sizes in, and I've made these, it's calculated me these two figures and I've used them two figures here, and it's going to give me enough room for 27 meters, 27.5 meters of cable. So it should be a lot more. Now normally if you wind the cable onto a reel perfectly, you can usually get away with about 80% fill, but if you do it manually, like I'm doing it manually and not very neat and tidy, you may need to just reduce the amount of fill on the reel, so the reel will end up bigger if you only want to fill it, like if you want 25 meters to fit into 75% of the reel. It'll give you just a little bit of clearance for you to do a rough job of winding it on the reel. So to give you an example, if we just say that we want 25 meters of 1.2 mil thick, 1.2 mil diameter cable, right, then we're only going to get 7 meters on there. And so what we'd have to do is we'd have to either increase the width of the reel or the diameter of the thing. So let's increase the width to say 50 millimeters. So if I put 50 millimeters in there, then we can see now that we can get 25.3 meters on there. So that's what we want there. So these are figures pretty much the calculation figures. And if we have a look at our model, we can see that we've now made it wider to fit the 1.2 mil. But obviously I'm not using 1.2 mil wire, it's only it's only 0.63, so if we knock it back down to 0.63, that's what the diameter of a cable. We can see that we can fit twice as much on there now. But we could also reduce this back down to, say, well, it says 12 there, let's make it 15. Oh, did I think it's 13? I don't know. Yeah, I think I made it 15, I think that wasn't it. So if we've got 15 and 40 there, we can now, oh no, I must have put it smaller. I don't know what. Go back to 13. Is that why I had it at? Oh yeah, 26 meters. Maybe I must have, I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, I haven't put 6. I've only, hang on, 0.63. There, I made that wrong. There, so yeah, I made it 15. Sure, that was, yeah, so that was it. I remember 27. Yeah, so I think I had that 15. And so now we can see that the model has adjusted itself to our exact figures. I've shown you how I actually transfer these into DXF and do my laser cut, and and yes, to actually get these spreadsheet to work, what we do is if we look at these sketch, you can see these orange figures. All these orange figures are actually tied to the spreadsheet. So whenever we change something on the spreadsheet, it alters these figures in FreeCAD, and that's what's altering the shape of everything, because these are actually using the parameters that we have in our spreadsheet here. So this parameter here, 40, is actually called real H. There, I've called it real H, but if we look at the properties and we go to the alias, you can see that it's called real H. Okay, and then if we go to well, let's just take this one here. You can see that one's real B, and this one, if we look at this, you can see that we're using the spreadsheet and real H there, and that's what links it together. Okay, so yeah, I hope you found that interesting. So basically I can use whenever I get in a cable, all I have to do is put the size of the cable in here, and it creates me a where's that gone? These keep disappearing. All I have to do is put my parameters in here for the cable, and then it just creates the model of the right size and shape to hold it all. So and also this is, I made a spinner as well, that sits in there as well, so we can actually wind it on my little drill thing. So yeah, this is the bits I use. I mean, it's simple to put together. We just glue the bits, stick them in. Oh, right, I didn't do it on the side. Oh, and I'm not in shot, am I? There we go. Yeah, so that's now in shot there. Bit of glue. Put that one in there. Just need to remember to put a little bit less glue on this one here, because that's that gap. So a bit on there, down all the way across, and that should just slot in there, and then we'll do another one in there. Like so, and then yeah, put it on that side. Don't need much. Go in there, like so, and we need to put a bit of glue on all of those. Must have refocus. There we go. Grab another side. I just like to put that little hole. There's a little hole there. Opposite. Then we need to just wiggle things around a bit. Till they all drop in. Try this side. Can't see what I'm doing because I've got my wrong glasses. Not stopping that. Must be this one. Can't see. Let me just get my magnifying glass. There we go. There. And then just take all the excess glue off. Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? Here's one I prepared earlier. So basically that just goes on my winder in my little drill, and that fits into the two slots. Don't know if you can see that, but there. And then if I turn the power on, we can wind the wire on. And if you're wondering whether I've made the right calculations, I'm not going to bore you with me winding the cable on, but I've done two earlier, and that's how they ended up. And there's 25 meters on both of those, so it worked out pretty well. Hope you find that interesting. So thanks for watching.